There are moments in life when everything slips out of your hands. Moments when the plans you built with precision begin to unravel thread by thread. Moments when your strength collapses under the weight of responsibilities you never asked for. Moments when control, the illusion of it, dissolves, like sand slipping through your fingers. And in those moments, a silent fear rises. If I can't control this, who can? The world teaches you to hold on tighter. Your ego demands solutions. Your emotions demand understanding. Your instincts demand safety. But your soul whispers something counterintuitive, something almost offensive in seasons of uncertainty. God is in control even when you're not. This truth is ancient. It is humbling, it is anchoring, it is both comforting and confronting. And yet, it is a truth that must be rediscovered in every generation, because human beings have always battled the same sickness. The obsession with control. You were not designed to carry what only God can hold. Human beings reach for control because they fear collapse. But the irony is devastating. Trying to control everything is what eventually breaks you. You weren't built to hold all outcomes, predict all possibilities, guarantee all futures, manage all emotions, fix all people, secure all circumstances. Your shoulders were never designed for that weight. Your nerves were never designed for that pressure. Your mind was never designed for that burden. And the anxiety you feel, the exhaustion, the heaviness, the constant mental looping, those aren't personality flaws. They're symptoms of carrying what does not belong to you. You are a creation, not the creator, a vessel, not the source, a participant, not the architect, a traveler, not the make. Control was never your role. Surrender was God's. Control doesn't require your understanding. Humans worship clarity, but God operates in mystery. Clarity comforts the mind, mystery stretches the spirit. When God leads you through a season you can't explain, it's not because He wants you to understand, it's because He wants you to trust. Understanding is optional. Trust is essential. You don't need to know why the door closed, why the relationship ended, why the opportunity vanished, why the timing shifted, why the storm hit, why the silence lasted, but you do need to know who is still on the throne. God's sovereignty is not dependent on your comprehension. His plans are not weakened by your confusion. His purpose is not hindered by your fear. Your lack of understanding does not equal His lack of control. God is working in places you can't see, aligning things you don't know, orchestrating outcomes you haven't imagined. Your confusion is not evidence of His absence. When life falls apart, God is often putting something better together. People assume loss is punishment, but often loss is protection. People assume delay is denial, but often delay is preparation. People assume unanswered prayers are neglect, but often they are redirection. God sometimes removes what you think you need. You need to give you what He knows you need. The collapse you fear might be the construction He requires. Sometimes God dismantles your comfort, your plans, your routines, your expectations, your illusions of control, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you. Some of God's greatest work begins with disruption. The illusion of control is the greatest enemy of faith. Faith requires surrender. Control requires certainty. The two cannot coexist. Faith says, "Lead me." Control says, "I'll go first." Faith says, "I trust you." Control says, "I trust me." Faith opens the hand, control closes the fist. Faith rests, control exhausts. You cannot cling to God and cling to control at the same time. You must choose which one holds your future. God's control isn't weak. It's wild. People often imagine God's control as something neat, orderly, predictable. But divine sovereignty is rarely tidy. God led Moses through the sea, not around it. God put Joseph in prison before putting him in the palace. God placed David in a cave before placing him on a throne. God allowed Jonah into the storm before sending him into purpose. God let Jesus face a cross before revealing a resurrection. God's control doesn't always look like comfort. Sometimes it looks like chaos. But chaos in the hands of God is not danger, it is design. What looks wild to you is wisdom to Him. What looks messy to you is mastery to Him. When God is in control, nothing is wasted. Not the pain, not the delay, not the confusion, not the storm, not the heartbreak, not the silence. God uses everything, everything, even the things you begged Him to take away. Losing control is often the doorway to freedom people misunderstand. Control is not stability, it is bondage. You think control keeps you safe, but control actually keeps you anxious. You think releasing control will break you, but releasing control is what heals you. The greatest breakthroughs often begin with one moment. The moment you finally let go of the illusion, let go of the fear, let go of the timeline, let go of the pressure, let go of the need to understand, let go of the fear of what might happen, let go of the need to be your own God. Freedom begins where control ends. God controls what you cannot, and trust begins where your power ends. There is a line in every human life, a boundary between what you can do and what you cannot. You can plant, prepare, plan, build, decide, try, learn, grow, take action, but you cannot control the weather, control other people, control timing, control outcomes, control loyalty, control the future, control the unseen, and God placed that boundary intentionally. He does not give you the whole map because He wants you to walk by trust, not by sight. He gives you enough light for the next step, not the next decade. If you had all the answers, you'd never need Him. Surrender isn't weakness, it's alignment. Some people misunderstand surrender as giving up. But surrender is not quitting. It is aligning with divine strategy. Surrender says, God, I trust your plan over mine. God, I follow your timeline, not my impatience. God, I relinquish control so I can receive peace. God, I release outcomes so you can release blessings. God, do what only you can do. Surrender is not the loss of power, it is the transfer of power into the hands of the one who never fails. Some doors you cannot open because only God holds the key. Some battles you cannot win because only God has the strength. Some questions you cannot answer because only God holds the wisdom. Some burdens you cannot carry because only God has the shoulders for them. Surrender is how you step back into Mentweth, the one who is actually in control. God's control brings peace in places you could never control. There is a peace that does not make sense, a peace that ignores circumstances, a peace that exists in storms, a peace that defies logic, a peace that remains when everything falls apart. This peace does not come from your grip, it comes from God's grip on you. Peace is not found in having the answers. Peace is found in knowing the answer. Peace is not found in being strong. Peace is found in knowing where your strength ends and His begins. Peace is not found in control. Peace is found in surrender. When you finally stop trying to control what you were never meant to own, your soul exhales. Your heart steadies. Your mind softens. Your spirit rests. This is the peace that control can never give you, but God always can. The proof that God is in control is often invisible until the end. You rarely see God's control in real time. You see it in hindsight. You look back and realize, that delay saved me. That heartbreak redirected me. That loss transformed me. That disappointment protected me. That unanswered prayer was mercy. That closed door was guidance. That storm purified me. Hindsight reveals what faith had to trust long before God was writing the story. While you were panicking about the chapter, God was building the bridge while you were staring at the water. God was aligning the blessing while you were grieving the setback. God was protecting you from what you thought you wanted. God was preparing you for what He knew you needed. His control is rarely of Yashwan. You're in the middle of the moment, but it becomes undeniable when you look back at the masterpiece. The most powerful sentence you'll ever learn to say, I trust you. This is the prayer that shifts everything. Not, I understand you. Not, I agree with you. Not, I see what you're doing. But, I trust you. Trust is the ultimate act of worship. Trust is the deepest form of surrender. Trust is the highest form of faith. To say, I trust you when everything is falling apart is spiritual authority. To say, I trust you when you cannot see the future is emotional courage. To say, I trust you when nothing makes sense is divine alignment. This is where transformation begins. Conclusion: you don't need control when you have the one who controls all things. Life will break your plans. Life will disrupt your expectations. Life will challenge your timelines. Life will steal the illusion of control again and again. Not because God is cruel, but because God loves you too much to let you rely on your own strength. You were never meant to be sovereign. You were never meant to be omniscient. You were never meant to rule your universe. You were never meant to carry your world. That role belongs to God alone. And the moment you release what was never yours, your soul finds rest. God is in control, in the chaos, in the silence, in the storms, in the waiting, in the heartbreak, in the confusion, in the fear. He never loses track. He never loses power. He never loses sight of you. You do not need to control everything when you are held by the one who controls all things. So breathe, let go, release, surrender, rest. God is in control even when you're not.